1992, together with Rabbi Seth Farber and an energized board of directors, we offered 3 courses: Chumash, taught by Ahuva Halberstam, Mishnah, taught by Reuven Combs of Chrono Livracha, and Talmud, taught by Seth Farber. We registered 70 students. Following those intrepid Shivim Nefesh, many hundreds more have followed through the years. As a result, the fabric and conversation of our community has undoubtedly been enriched. Ma'ayan, a grassroots effort, raised the bar for community-based learning. Its student body spanned all of Jewish Boston and seeded the enthusiasm for the Mayah program which followed. I like to say tongue-in-cheek, Mayah 100 hours, Ma'ayan ad me'ah v'esrim shana. In preparation for tonight's celebration, I waxed nostalgic and rummaged through some storage boxes. I came up with Ma'ayan brochures from the 1995 spring, summer, and fall semesters. Ma'ayan's mission statement appears on its cover, concluding with the vision. We seek to encourage seriousness of purpose, intellectual growth, and respect for the texts of our tradition. I reminded myself that not too long after, we edited the vision to include the word spiritual. Reading now is encouraging spiritual and intellectual growth, as we ourselves grew in our understanding of the effect of immersive Torah learning. Every person has her or his ani, your own sense of self and way of coming close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. For many, it is achieved through our learning. I'm both proud and grateful to have played a role in igniting excitement in understanding Jewish text study, along with Ma'ayan's dedicated volunteer leaders and learners, which has impacted on our lives, some more dramatically than others. Permit me to briefly introduce you to 3 students. I'll not forget the woman from Easton, whom I met on the Synagogue Council Unity mission, which I attended in order to recruit for Ma'ayan. I invited her to Tanakh study with Ma'ayan and Sharon. A year down the road, she asked her Ma'ayan classmates to come home with her to kosher her kitchen. I still keep in touch with a Harvard undergrad possessing a rudimentary elementary Hebrew school education who enrolled in Ma'ayan's introductory Talmud course and who just a few years later had so accelerated and excelled in her learning that she was hired to teach beginning Talmud herself. She's now an associate professor at Emory. Connect the dots. I very recently returned from Israel, where I encountered a young woman on her gap year. She's the daughter of a woman who called me 20-plus years ago when she was working as an au pair in Wellesley to inquire as to which course I thought might be appropriate for her background. I advised her to register in the Tanakh workshop. Its members there introduced her to who would become her future husband, and she and the Ma'ayan class celebrated her Shabbat Brachot together. Yes, Ma'ayan formed community, and still forms community, and impacts on our lives in a myriad of unanticipated ways. After close to a decade directing Ma'ayan, with a magical interlude of researching curriculum for lifelong learning as a Jerusalem Fellow, the time had come for me to move on professionally. As most of you know and have just heard, I now travel extensively for my current outreach work with Holocaust survivors on behalf of the Claims Conference. I usually let my audience know that while I have an official job title, I awarded myself the informal title of Wandering Jew. This usually elicits smiles, though one time a gentleman took umbrage and argued with me that he had wandered to more places in his efforts to escape the horrors of World War II. I willingly ceded the title to him on the spot, secure in my knowledge that I have a home base in Boston to which to return. Considering the role of the wandering Jew, I find myself on all manner of planes, trains, and automobiles, where I have frequent opportunity to recite Tfilat HaDerech. I have found the request articulated within the prayer to be safeguarded from possible obstacles, to reach my destination peacefully, and carry out my mission successfully, to be applicable to my lifelong journey of learning. Will I connect with the teaching's cadences and methods, relate to the text at hand, master its nuances, make it my own? It's a journey which has enjoyed several rich and fruitful years engaged at the tables of Ma'ayan. Tanakh, Parshanut, Midrash, Mishnah, Talmud, Halakha, liturgy, Jewish thought. It's truly been an itinerary filled with delights of an erudite faculty, many of whom have become treasured friends. Traveling with them as my guides through text to some familiar places and others which have not yet previously been experienced before. I have expanded my previous Maimonidean-based education to include among others the radical prose of the Ishbitzer and the complex poetry of Rav Kook. And like the traveler, I've come away with snapshots, or occasionally one text filling albums, bursting with vivid images of the literary landscape of Jewish intellectual history and the enduring ideas and characters who populate the texts at hand. There are texts to which I am drawn to return to, and others whose teaching I may not explicitly revisit, but find that their content echoes in pages elsewhere. I've matured as a student and as a teacher, finding my stride. It's been quite a trip that I've taken with many of you, and in the travel, you may find your reward. We can pause to celebrate and to take stock, but tonight is not just about our looking back, but rather looking forward. The Rambam states in Hilchot Tshuva, Habitu b'nafshotechem, look into your soul. Where are we as individuals and as a community of learners? Is the next generation prepared to step forward? The next generation of adult learners? It's my fervent hope that as we collectively embark on Ma'ayan's 26th year, 26, the gematria of Shem Hashem, we build on Ma'ayan's strengths, overcome its weaknesses, and recognize that through our continued support and participation in sustaining Ma'ayan, our sense of self and identity is further infused with Tzelem Elokim, the godliness within each of us. Yehi ratzon Hashem Elokeinu v'Elokei Avotenu, shetolichenu l'shalom, v'tatzidenu l'shalom, v'tajmichenu l'shalom, v'tagienu l'machos chatzenu l'chayim, u'l'simcha u'l'shalom. May it be your will, Hashem, to lead us, direct us, guide us, bring us to our desired destination in life, in joy, and in peace. Thank you all for accompanying Ma'ayan on this continuing journey of spiritual and intellectual discovery. And may we all, through our travels, be granted Shalvat Nefesh.